Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jermaine Payne and I am super excited to be here with you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the one sure way that you can grow your e-commerce business. Like, I know there's many ways that you can go about growing your e-commerce business, but this is definitely the one. If there's one thing that you will do, this is it. Okay? Alright, so let's just jump right into it. The one thing that anybody that has an e-commerce store should do. Alright, so the one thing that anybody that has an e-commerce store should do is create an audience. What does create an audience mean? So basically, when you start your new brand, nobody don't know about your new brand. Maybe a few friends, a few family members, but clearly that's not enough people to grow and sustain a business, right? So you have to create an audience or a fan base of people that are gonna be, well, first aware of your product and like what it is that you create or what it is that you produce. They believe that this is dope and they can get behind of you, your mission, and your brand. So what do you do to create an audience? It's all about value. If you guys follow Gary Vee, I'm sure you've heard Gary Vee said a million times, jab, 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 right hook, right? And the reason why you're jabbing, what he means by jab is give value, give value, give value, give value. And giving value is so important, and there's many ways that you can give value. So let's jump into an example. So let's say you own a women's clothing store. How can you give value without actually going for the sale so you can create your audience? You can focus on things like the trends, different seasons. You can focus on like tricks or tips. I said tricks, but I mean tips. You can focus on tips on how to improve anything about your wardrobe, and all the time what you're doing is you're using your clothes, your styles from your brand, and you basically show your audience how they can make the best out of what they have. Alright, so I hope that made sense. So while you're doing that, you also want to focus on collaborations and partnerships with small influencers, micro influencers, and macro influencers. Like, it's gonna be like building blocks. Like, you start with the closest thing to you. So if you only have access to micro influencers because you don't have a big budget, then that's what you do. You start with the micro influencers. You gift them, they showcase it on their platform, you showcase it on your platform. This is where you can add some ads behind of that as well too. I haven't mentioned ads as yet, but ads is also part of this strategy, because especially when you're in the beginning phase and you don't have any traction as yet, you can use awareness ads to push your post further. So for example, let's say you were only marketing to a particular area. Let's say you're located here in London, right? And you only want to advertise to people here in London. You can easily just create an awareness campaign that is geo-specific and is only going to show to people that's here in London. You set up the targeting based on your audience. So let's say your audience was females only between the ages of 22 to 30, and that's the only people that you want to target to. You can set that up, and those ads, like, it's probably going to cost you, your CPM is going to be maybe around £3 to £4, £5 per 1,000 impressions, and that's actually like super cheap. Now imagine if you just put like 50 pounds behind of that 1 week, right? That's that's like maybe 50,000 to 70,000 people that can potentially see your post. And then from that post with the micro influencer or with a macro influencer, it's gonna lead people back to your website. And then when they come to your website, then you can use retargeting ads, and you're making it much easier for yourself, especially in the beginning stage, to not only grow your audience but generate some sales while you do it, because you still want to generate sales as well too. But if you generate the audience, generating sales is going to be a lot easier. And for the last 4 years that I've been doing digital marketing, there's been a lot of changes in the landscape, and what I realize is that regardless of how the landscape changes, it goes back to the fundamentals, and the fundamentals is human psychology. And people buy from brands that they like, are people, influencers that they like and trust. And how do you build trust? You build trust by giving value. You can't just walk up to a stranger on the street and be like, hey, buy my gadget. Like, who are you? Why are you up in my face asking me to buy whatever it is you're selling? I don't know you. How do you even know that this can help me? Like, there's just no rapport there. There's no trust. No relationship is established. It just won't work. And the psychology behind of marketing follows the same principles. You have to give, provide a value, build the relationship, nurture the relationship, and then sell after that point. Sell after your prospect puts up their hand and say, yeah, I like what you're offering, and not before. Now imagine applying this strategy for a year, because things compound, right? So the more effort that you put into creating your audience, the more it's gonna grow. And if you're just consistent with it, consistent, eventually you're gonna go from no followers to 5,000 followers, 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers. And this stuff isn't rocket science. Like, there isn't a trick. Things take time. And yeah, you might want to jump into your business and just do that full time and only do that. But many people can't do that. And this is a more stable, efficient way to guarantee your results versus just jumping on a platform like Facebook or Google or something like that and just saying buy my product. It won't work. People are bombarded with ads online every day, and their behaviors are changing because they're getting smarter and they're getting more ad block. Because if every 5 or 6 posts on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok is an ad, right? And you'll get accustomed to it. You're like, oh, that's an ad. So what's gonna make you stand out? The only thing that's gonna make you stand out is the relationship that you build with your customer. So focus on building your audience. It's gonna create brand loyalty. And when you have your audience, your group of people that supports your brand because of the relationship you built with them, it's just gonna make your entire sales process be a lot more easier. You're gonna have customers that are looking forward to your new products. You're gonna have customers that are just gonna buy without you even have to advertise to them, because they're excited about what it is that your brand creates or the products that your brand sells. And it will build the lifetime value with your customers. Like, today, lifetime value is so important because customer acquisition costs are much higher today. So it's so important to build that loyalty with your customers. Build your audience, give them value, partner with micro and macro influencers, strategically spend on your post that you partner with influencers on, and stick at it. Like I said, in time, it's just gonna compound. It's gonna get bigger and better, and the brand will sustain itself because it has a core base of customers that love your products and your brand. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope that you found it valuable, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.